the daily time frame. So BTC USD done. The daily time frame, what at all is price trying to tell us? Now we are going to analyze whilst asking ourselves question. We are not just going to analyze by saying the market is high, low, or we are not going to say the market is this or that, but we are going to analyze by asking ourselves question. We are starting from the daily time frame simply because we have started new week, and then if we see how the daily is moving there, we ourselves can predict how BTC is going to close at the end of the trading week. Now, how is daily time frame explaining to us? Yesterday we closed with what? With a strong bullish candlestick. So yesterday BTC was a bullish market, not just bullish market, but rather it's a strong bullish what? Candlestick which has engulfed 4 trading sessions. So in the daily time frame, 4 trading sessions, only a day has been able to engulf. So that should tell us that more buyers are coming in. Now the question is simple. If more buyers are coming in, how are we going to also join the buyers? We must have our game plan to use it to join the buyers, and then we buy. The question is simple. How? Now before we plan how we are going to join the buyers, we must first understand the previous movement of price. So daily as compared to the weekly time frame, daily is in a downtrend, giving further explanation to how weekly is pulling back to its previous support. So this is the weekly previous support, that price is pulling back to it. Now the question is simple. Are we going to see more sellers pulling back to this support, or we are going to see more buyers to push price as a pullback before we see continuation of the sellers? We'll find out. Now, this is the downtrend that daily is in. So if it is a downtrend, let's find out every resistance within the downtrend. So starting from this resistance here, we have here as the resistance. The next resistance is this resistance. The next resistance is also this resistance. Do you have another resistance? Yes, this was the last resistance of which we were expecting price to use it to continue or to complete weekly support. What happens? So this resistance on its way to break the last support within this trend, the buyers has come in strongly to push the market against what? The sellers. So the question is simple. Are they going to reverse price? We are going to find out. So now, after knowing all the resistance, what is the next? The next is to focus on the support that was formed because of the resistance. Starting from the first resistance, it formed this support. Price pull back to form this resistance. This resistance confirmed the trend by breaking the previous support to form the new support or the next support below that previous support. And that new support was able to also pull back to form the next resistance below this resistance. And this resistance was able to confirm the trend by breaking this support to form the next support, which is also what? Below the previous support. So within this downtrend, this is the last support. That price has failed to break it, and this is also the last support that price has managed to break it. So how did price broke this support? It used this resistance. So therefore, in daily time frame, we are within this resistance here, and then this support here. So price is ranging between this daily resistance and this daily support. So this new resistance was supposed to confirm the trend or complete the trend by pulling price back to weekly support. What happens? As I said earlier on, that price or the market has seen buy pressure, and it has now then pulled back to this previous resistance. So because of this buy pressure, now we have seen that the market has formed double bottom. So daily double bottom, as we know, it can be what? Can be as what? As reversal. Can also be as what? Continuation. Now this time around, we are expecting this double bottom to serve as what? Reversal. And we are expecting this double bottom to reverse price back to daily previous resistance. Question is how? Now, it is not just double bottom alone, but rather double bottom with what? With strong bullish engulfing candle close at each of the turning points. So we have strong bullish engulfing close here. We have also strong bullish engulfing close here. So now, if price is going to reverse what? This downtrend to its previous resistance, we are expecting price to break this what? Resistance. So now, in daily time frame, we are still in a downtrend. So daily is what? Is now about to go for pullback, but it has initiated the pullback with what? With double bottom. So now before we can know whether there will be more buy pressure to reverse daily completely to its previous resistance, we have to also understand how this downtrend is explaining itself in a time frame lower than daily. If we do understand this downtrend here with the combination of this double bottom there, we can now then predict that there will be more buy pressure, and at that time we can come in with what? With our game plan. So we are going to 4-hour time frame to see how price was able to drop after what? Double bottom. Then we can plan how we are going to join the buyers. So let's move on to 4-hour time frame to understand this downtrend. So here we are in the 4-hour time frame. Now, how is 4-hour explaining the previous trend, which is in the daily time frame? Now, 4-hour is now then giving further explanation as to how daily is dropping to the downside in the form of what? Trend. And since it is dropping to the downside, when we combine them, we say that price is what? Is in a downtrend. Now, if price is in a downtrend, how many resistance do we have within this downtrend? Starting from this resistance here, we have here as the first resistance. As to where we started, this is our first resistance. Do we have another resistance within this downtrend? Yes. This is the next resistance. Do we have another resistance? Yes. This is the last resistance within that trend. And that last resistance was not just a resistance, but rather it was a strong resistance, or was a key level. Why? Because that resistance was able to break the last support in 4 hours to complete before there was what? Double bottom. So now, price after forming this last resistance, what is the next? The next is to focus on the support that was formed because of the resistance. Now, the first resistance here formed this support for price to pull back. Now, this second resistance here also formed this strong support here as double bottom for price to pull back to form double top. And this double top was able to drop price significantly. So, in 4-hour time frame, price is what? Is in a pullback. And that pullback, we have seen price failing to continue as an uptrend, and based on that we have seen double bottom. So double bottom here in daily, we have also seen that same double bottom in 4-hour, but 4-hour is still in a downtrend. Why am I saying 4-hour is still in a downtrend? Because 4-hour has failed to break its last resistance within the previous trend. So we have seen double bottom in daily, and we are looking for opportunity to the upside as daily pullback. But the question is how? And when we came to 4-hour, we have seen that price in 4-hour or price in time frame lower than daily is still in a downtrend. So we can't just buy. We can't also just sell. Why? Because price is trading above this 4-hour support. It serves as 4-hour support, and then later on it serves as resistance, and then now price has moved or break above it again. So price now then broke above it to complete previous 4-hour resistance for the third time. The question that we need to ask ourselves is, are we going to see sellers dropping to that previous support before we see buyers coming in, or we are going to see buyers to break straight and then pull back to it, and then we see what? Buyers coming in to push price back to daily. We can find out when we hold our hand and then wait to see how price is going to move. So now the only thing that we can say about BTC USD done is that price has formed double bottom with a strong bullish engulfing close in daily. It doesn't guarantee us that we should buy straight away. No, we must still wait for more confluences, then we can look for opportunity to the upside. So now, after seeing the double bottom with a strong bullish engulfing in daily, when we move on to 4-hour, we have seen that 4-hour is still in a downtrend. Why? Because anytime price pull back to this last 4-hour key level, price failed to break it. So when price pull back here for the first time, failed to break it. Second time here, we have third time here, and the fourth time price has pulled back to it. So now, that is when we must ask ourselves question that, are we going to now break it? If yes, this is how we are going to come in with with our confirmation. Now, if price will be able to break this resistance, or if there are buyers still in the market, these are the possibilities that price can present itself for us to look for opportunity to the upside. Now, the first opportunity is that price will see buy pressure to break this resistance. Immediately we see that price has break this resistance, what we must wait for is for price to pull back and then use this resistance as support, then we'll be looking for opportunity to the upside. Now, if price doesn't present itself like this, what are the ways that price can present itself if buyers are still in the market for us to look for opportunity to the upside? If the buyers are still in the market for us to look for opportunity to the upside, now another way that price can present itself is that there will be sell pressure as a pullback when price has reached what? Sensitive what? Level. Now this pullback will not be able to break below this support again. Then there will be more buy pressure here. Then we'll be looking for opportunity to the upside. Now, the last opportunity that price will present itself if there are still buyers in the market is that there will be more buy pressure, and this buy pressure will break this resistance completely. Now, when price is pulling back, it will pull back in the form of a trend. But this trend, it will not be able to retest this broken resistance here exactly as resistance. At that time, we wait for what? Trend change within this downtrend as a pullback. Then we'll be looking for opportunity to the upside. But if the buyers are not enough to push the market back to daily resistance, that means that there is still sell pressure. If there is still sell pressure, how are we going to trade in favor with the sellers? If there is still sell pressure, the only way that we are going to trade is that when price break below this support. So if there is still sell pressure, I'm expecting that sell pressure to break below this support again. When price break below this support again, I'll be waiting for pullback. Opportunity to the downside will be profitable. With this, I'm done with BTC USD. So Dan, if you have any question in mind, you can bring it on board before I move on to the next pair. So the next thing that we must wait is to see how this resistance is going to confirm. It can confirm by what? By buyers breaking it or by sellers rejecting from that resistance to break this out support again. Then we'll be looking for opportunity to the downside. So I'm done with BTC USD. If you have any question concerning BTC USD, you can bring it on board for us to talk about it. Then we move on to the next pair. Someone saying I'm already in buy. Okay, that's fine. So if you're already in buy, no problem, bro. Hold on to your buy and then protect your trade. If the market has moved in favor of your prediction, then protect it so that in a worst case, you will be what? Break even. So yeah, because we don't know what is going to happen here. Now, there is double bottom or right, and we know that double bottom is what? It's a reversal or a continuation pattern, but sometimes double bottom can also fail to what? To perform its duty. So that is why I'm saying that if this double bottom is going to serve as reversal back to daily resistance, that means that price must what? Must break this what? 4-hour resistance. So price is facing difficulty to break this 4-hour resistance. Even today, I've been watching BTC USD and I was expecting the buyers to break this resistance the whole day. They have failed to break this resistance the whole day. So the question that I asked myself is that, so when is the buyers going to what? To break this resistance? And then are they going to even break it? If yes, that is when I'll be looking for opportunity to the upside. So I'm still holding on to see what is going to happen here. That is why when I started my live, you saw this question mark here. So this question mark can mean two things. It can mean that there will be more buy pressure to break this resistance. I'll be waiting for pullback. Opportunity to the upside will be profitable. Or this question mark also means that there can be more sell pressure, break below this support again. I'll be waiting for pullback. Opportunity to the downside will be profitable. So I have to wait and then see what is going to happen. And then tell me, bro, how volatility index. So volatility index, bro, I'm not trading volatility index right now, but yeah, maybe later I can talk more about volatility, but not now. So Princess Ivy is saying gold. So the next pair, someone saying I'm confused. Okay, if you are confused, that means that you have no knowledge concerning technical analysis as far as forex or the financial or the market is concerned. So let's move on to gold. Now, what at all is gold trying to tell us? Let's find out. So Princess Ivy, if you are still here, stay with me whilst I analyze gold. So gold from the daily time frame. How is gold explaining itself? Now gold is currently in what? In an uptrend as what? As continuation in weekly. So during the weekends, I said that if buyers will be what? If buyers are more in the market, that means that weekly will complete its previous resistance. So the anticipation was that are we going to see more buyers to push the market to this weekly resistance? If yes, that is when we further ask ourselves question. So at the moment, we have to find out whether there will be more buy pressure to push the market up to previous weekly resistance. So in weekly time frame, we have been seeing that when price pull back, continuation form using what? Morning star. So morning star confirmation, what we know about morning star is that it can serve as reversal, it can serve as continuation. So the question that we need to ask ourselves is that will this morning star continuously see more buy pressure to push back to this weekly resistance? Let's find out how price what behave after what morning star confirmation in a time frame lower than daily, lower than weekly. That is why we are starting from our analysis from the daily, and we have also started new week. So let's move on to daily. Now, morning star confirmation that we saw in weekly, we have seen that in the form of a trend in daily time frame. Now, how is that trend? Let's find out. The trend is what? Is uptrend because we are heading towards to the upside. So now starting from this support here in daily, it has also formed this inner resistance. Price has pulled back. Price on its way, it has seen buy pressure around previous daily resistance. So the question that we need to ask ourselves is that are we going to see buyers breaking this resistance, or we are going to see sellers pushing price before there will be more buy pressure to break it? So now in weekly, within weekly, we have what? We have daily behavior. So weekly resistance, weekly support, and then what we are seeing here is how daily is explaining how weekly is moving. So within weekly, where is our last daily resistance? Here is our last daily resistance that we are expecting this resistance to confirm the trend by breaking its previous resistance. Question is simple. Are we going to see this support, or are we going to see buyers breaking this resistance? We are going to find out. So in daily time frame, this is not just support, but rather is what? It's a double bottom. So double bottom that we know is what? It can serve as continuation, it can serve as reversal. So we are expecting this double bottom here to serve as what? Continuation to push price back to weekly resistance. Question is simple. How? When? Let's find out. So if we are going to find out when and then how price is going to break this resistance to complete weekly, we must also understand daily. And where can we understand daily? We can only see how daily is vividly moving when we lower daily to a time frame what, which is lower than daily. For example, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes, and then we see how price in daily managed to push back to its previous resistance. So to move on to 4-hour time frame, we have our daily resistance here, our daily support here within weekly. So within weekly, we have seen that this is the new trend that price in daily has managed to push back to its previous resistance. Let's find out how this uptrend was able to push back to its previous resistance. There we can also understand whether there will be more buy pressure to break retest opportunity to the upside, or there will be more sell pressure to retrace this movement of price. Now here we are in the 4-hour time frame. Now how is 4-hour explaining daily movement? 4-hour is telling us that the double bottom that we saw in daily time frame is not just double bottom, but rather head and shoulder inverse. So this whole trend here was initiated by head and shoulder inverse. And where is that head and shoulder inverse? This is that head and shoulder inverse. We have the left, we have the head, and then we have the right, which has also formed what? Double bottom. So there was a double bottom here, and then price used to break this what? 4-hour resistance. Now, after price breaking this 4-hour resistance, the next thing that we need to ask ourselves is, are we going to see sellers pushing price back to its previous resistance? Let's find out. Now, after head and shoulder inverse, price started to break this resistance in the form of impulse move. Now after impulse move, price corrected. Let's see how price corrected after impulse move. We have an impulse move here. Price broke this resistance here, pulled back to it, and then price started to correct it in the form of what? This channel. So within this channel, this is the last support that price has used to break this resistance to complete daily, as we saw in daily time frame. So this is that last 4-hour support which was able to complete or push the market back to this level for us to complete daily, as we saw in daily. Now after what? After impulse move to break this resistance, what are we expecting? We are expecting correction. Now after correction, we are expecting continuation. Now price, after correcting to this level, it has failed to break this support. Why? Because there is a previous broken support here, and price is respecting this support here as support. So if price is respecting this support here as support, then we are expecting buy pressure to come in and then push the market to favor them. Now the question is simple: when and where the bias is going to come in, we don't know. We are going to find out. So today I was watching gold the whole day, and I realized that when price pulled back to this support, it has failed to break below again. Now if it has failed to break below again, what is the candlestick formation around this support here? Now let's find out. When price first pulled back to it using this strong bearish close here, there was bullish candlestick, there was bearish indecision candlestick here, there was also bullish and then bullish, and there was bearish here. So these two bearish here with a strong bullish engulfing here calls for me to enter with buy opportunity. So when I saw this formation of this behavior, I entered when price pulled back. So I'm in gold buy. So I entered here, and then my stop loss is below this support here. When price break below this support, that means that we are going to see more sell pressure to this resistance. So this, I'm expecting this support to hold as support. Price has first pulled back to it, and it has failed to break below. And that support is not just support, it has also respected as resistance. So it has respected as support here, resistance here, price break above it, price pull back to it. The question is simple: are we going to see sellers breaking below, or we are going to see buyers also pushing the market using this support here as support? Now the candlestick formation here is telling me that there will be more buy pressure to the upside. The question is simple: when, where, we don't know. So I'm expecting buy pressure to move in around this support here back to weekly resistance. So when I saw my entry criteria, then I entered by calculating my risk. So I waited for price to push back a little bit, then I entered. My stop loss is below this support here, because this support must hold as support. But the question is simple: are we going to see buyers coming in? Let's find out. But if the market managed to break this support here, that means that the next movement of price will be what? Will be a retracement to this resistance here before we see buyers coming in. So this is the end of my gold analysis. I'm in around this level of price here. Yeah. And you have been able to know my confluence, and the confluence is that this level has been respected previously as support. Price also respected it as resistance. There was a break above it. There was a pullback to it. Now when price pull back to it, what happens? I saw what? I saw bullish candle close, bearish indecision, bullish candles, two bullish candlestick, two bearish candlestick. I was expecting this bearish candlestick to drop. What happens? I've seen strong bullish engulfing candlestick. The question that I ask myself is that if this strong bullish engulfing candlestick represent buy opportunity or represent buy momentum, that means that I'm expecting more buy pressure to come in. Then I waited for price to push back a little bit here. Then I jump in, and then my stop loss will be below, or my stop loss is below this support, which simply means that if the market sees sell pressure and break below again, that means that there will be more sell pressure to push price back to retest this resistance again. Then before there will be more buy pressure, and when that happens, that means that daily is what is pulling back. So it will be like we have a support, we have a resistance, we have a pullback. Daily after what? After pulling back to its previous resistance, using this support to continue, it has failed. If it is a fail, that means that there can be minor pullback before there will be a continuation, or there can also be what? Reversal. But the question is simple: are we going to see reversal? Based on the weekly formation, we are not going to see reversal yet until weekly what? Complete. So I'm expecting price to complete weekly resistance. Then if daily form double top at the weekly resistance, that is when I'll be looking for what? Reversal. But if daily has not been able to reach weekly resistance, I'm not what? Ready to look for reversal yet. That is why I'm looking for opportunity to the upside, and that is the weekly resistance. This is the weekly resistance here. Within weekly, we have seen this daily support here. So this whole move is what? It's a continuation. It has failed. Automatically, there is sell pressure here. So they will push price a little bit, but as to when and where, or as to how long are they going to push the market, I don't know. But based on this support here, I'm expecting this support to hold price, and then we see what? More buy pressure to the upside. So with this, I'm done with gold. If you have any question concerning gold, you can also bring it on board for us to talk about it before I move on to the next pair. So I'm in gold around this area. Yeah. I'm in buy on gold here. So I'm in gold here. My stop loss is below this support. And then my take profit is weekly resistance. So here. So it is 1:4.5 risk reward. Someone is saying, what strategy are you using? So I'm using what? Price action, the one that you know. So price action is what? Is the basics of how price move. You can also say price behavior. You can also say price movement. Yeah. So I'm always watching price, how price is moving. Then I come out with what? With my entry, you know. Yeah. So I'm not using ABC or WF strategy. It's what price is doing. That is what I'm watching price. And then I'm coming in with what? With my confirmation or my understanding. Or now then what? Tells me whether I should jump in or I should stay away. Yeah. Someone saying NAS. Okay, Dan is saying NAS 100. Now to continue with NAS 100, let's take the likes to 10K. So when we hit 10K likes, then I'll continue with NAS 100. Yeah, so NAS 100 will be the next pair, but let's take the likes to 10K. So NAS 100. Yeah. So NAS 100 is here. Let's take the likes to 10K, 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 10K. So NAS 100, if you have been joining my live during the weekends, that means that you must, I think someone requested NAS 100. So if you have been joining my live during the weekends, then NAS 100 you must be in. I told you guys that I'm expecting price to pull back again for double what? Bottom. Then I'll be looking for opportunity around this resistance. If you were here during the weekends, yeah, so that was my analysis on NAS 100. And someone said that, bro, price has pulled back. And I said, yes, price has pulled back, but how? Price continue. So at that time, there was this pullback here in NAS 100 continuation. So when I said that I'm expecting price to pull back to form double bottom here, someone said that price has pulled back, and I said yes, price has pulled back. But how it turns to continue, it tells me that there will be more sell pressure to come back for the second time. Then when price form double bottom here, I'll be looking for opportunity to the upside when I'm trading NAS 100. And I said that when I see double bottom, I entered, I'll be in, and then my take profit will be what? Will be this resistance. Yeah. So if you have been joining my live during the weekends, that means that NAS 100, when you saw this double bottom here, you must be in NAS 100, and then your take profit will be this resistance. So that is NAS 100. my boss, bro. Yeah, my boss. Yeah, my boss is here. Yeah. So if you have been joining my live, then NAS 100, you must be in. How price 10 here? I said that there will be a pullback for price to form double bottom. So double bottom at previous broken resistance which has also served as support here, resistance here, resistance here. That means that there will be more buy pressure to the upside. Yeah, we can find new entry. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we can find new entry. So guys, let's take the likes to 10K. So 10K, then we'll continue with NAS 100. Guys, let's hit 10K, 10K likes, 10K likes. Then I'll continue with NAS 100. Let's hit 10K likes, 10K likes. Can we find new entries? Yeah, we can find new entry, bro. So what strategy are you using? So I'm using price action. The one that you know, bro. So price action, how price is moving, the behavior of price. Yeah. So guys, let's hit 10K, 10K likes, 10K likes, 10K likes. But why is a confirmation on 4 hour sell? Okay, so I'm swing trader. So I learned swing trading. That is why mostly I place trading 4 hour time frame. Yeah. So mostly my entries are on 4 hour time frame. Yeah. But I can also scale it to 1 hour. So to scale it to 1 hour, we are within this 4-hour support here, 4-hour resistance here. 4 hours in the pullback, and we are expecting more buy pressure to start from this support here to continuously push price to this weekly resistance. So this is the weekly resistance. Now there was this double top here with this neckline. Price broke this neckline, pull back, push above it, break below, pull back on it. Now price has break above this neckline. When price first pull back to this neckline again, we have seen buy pressure. Now there is also sellers coming in again, so I'm expecting sellers to come back again, and then we'll be looking for opportunity to the upside. But I'm still in. So I'm in when I saw this strong bullish engulfing candle close here, which also among my criteria as to how I enter any trade. So when price drop, pull back to this support here, it has failed to break it. Price has pulled back to it again, and it has formed a strong bullish engulfing candle close. When I saw the strong bullish engulfing candle close, then I'm looking for an opportunity to the upside. I calculated my risk and I jumped in. Yeah. So I'm in around this area, and then my stop loss is below this support. When price now break below this support, then it tells me that there will be more sell pressure to retest this resistance here. That means that this will be double top to drop price here before there will be continuation of price. Yeah. So guys, let's hit 10K, then I'll continue with NAS 100. 10K. So NAS 100 is here. So guys, let's hit 10K. So 10K likes, then we'll continue with NAS 100. So 10k likes, 10k likes. So guys, thank you, and then as 100 will be the last pair for the day.